I deserved it. I deserved it.
Oh,
And, so I went and bought another shirt.
Did
Brought it
you?
to Target. Yeah,
Oh my
goodness. And a thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring this morning's KRIM Community Spotlight program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. You know, it was beautiful weather, and boy, the temperatures starting to come down a little bit, and they'll continue to get closer to the 70s. You know, I'm one of those people, come on, 70-degree weather. Come on, I love it. In the studio this morning, we have Trish Claver, CEO of the Time Out Shelter and Organization, and Hannah Lusk, the board chair or president. So good morning to both of you ladies.
Good morning, Chris. Thank you for having us.
Everyone.
Oh, hey, you are so welcome. Thank you for coming in because we're going to talk about an event, second annual event that's happening this Thursday, and that is Lanterns on the Lake.
Yes.
And it's such a wonderful event, beautiful event. It's beautiful, you know, that is highlighting something that isn't, good, but it is such a beautiful event and really honoring those that have gotten out of domestic violence and abusive situations, and remembering those that didn't, unfortunately. And it's just a great, I think, a great event for families, for people of all ages to come out as a community and get together, to honor those and to raise awareness. So, Lanterns on the Lake, what time does the event start, or what are the times of the event, Trish?
Lanterns on the Lake is on the 29th, so this upcoming Thursday. It starts at 4:15, and you can come at any time between 4:15 and 7. We'll have activities going on for the evening. Purpose is to raise awareness for domestic violence and honor those people who've been through it, or just be there to support too. It is all ages. We have our annual walk around the lake, and we'll have 2 food trucks there. We have Dan's Eyes and Dairy coming. We also have Gila Hogs coming. We'll have a fire truck there, and some speakers. We have 2 professional motivational speakers there who have also gone through domestic violence to share their inspiring stories. It should be a really fun event. We'd love to have you all there.
It's, it is. I know the lanterns are just beautiful. Our lake,
They
our
are.
Green Valley Lake,
Yes.
our Green Valley Park is just a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful backdrop for,
Yeah.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're doing by having this event on the 29th is we're going to lead into that month in observance of October being Awareness Month. And we'd like to bring awareness also to bullying,
That's
for the
right.
younger set as well. And it's just quite a sight to see all the lanterns lit up on the big lake there at Green Valley Park.
So events start at 4:15, and just because that's when different events start or it kicks off, it doesn't mean that if you can't make it out at 4:15, that you shouldn't come out. I think prior to the lanterns being launched and even the walk, there'll be time to decorate lanterns or personalize lanterns. Is that right, Trish?
Absolutely. We're going to have a table where you can decorate all different colors on your lantern or write messages of, remembrance or encouragement or positive messages onto your lantern. They're made out of the rice paper. So you can take the Sharpies of all different colors. We have some stickers they can decorate with too. And then that can be, you can see your lantern launched out onto the lake.
Wow. And also with Gila Hogs and Dan's Eyes and Dairy there, you don't have to worry about cooking
Dinner.
that night or getting dinner.
Yay, ice cream and barbecue.
In the park.
In the
Come
park.
on.
In the park, the weather's going to be great.
Yes.
As you said, it's cooling a little bit, so yeah, the weather will be nice.
Which is really nice. Again, that is the second annual Lanterns on the Lake event, and that's in Green Valley Park at the large lake.
Mhm.
So the large lake close to the Rim Country Museum and the old fire station that's
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, turn down Lake Drive, and then all the activities will be in that area there.
You'll see everything
Yeah, you'll see
set up.
everything
So
happening.
it'd be great for you to come out, be
Mhm.
part of the event.
Mhm.
And again, it's kicking off Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which is October.
Mhm. Yes, it is.
Yes, so it's a wonderful way to show support to Time Out. Another way that so many people show support to the organization
Mhm.
is through your thrift store.
Through the thrift store.
Mhm.
So any of your donations that you provide to the thrift store, say
Mhm.
household items or clothing, and all the sales go directly to support our shelter. They go nowhere else. They come directly over the shelter, and 100% of those proceeds aid us in providing the services that we do,
Mhm.
help us continue operations there.
Mm.
Yes.
And now, what are the hours of the thrift store, and when can people drop off donations?
We are open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 4, and so they should be able to drop off their donations around the back
Mhm.
of that store during those hours.
Okay.
And if they want to phone the thrift store and ask about specific hours of operations or donations, or inquire about volunteer opportunities at the store, they can call 928-474-3989, speak with Deb, the store manager, or you can call the shelter to inquire about volunteer opportunities as well. Speak with Patty, our volunteer coordinator, and the shelter number is 928-472-8007. We're always in need of volunteers to help us operate that.
Yes, I was going to comment on how wonderful, I know every time you're on, you comment on how great and how important, the important role your volunteers play in the organization and being able to do everything that you do in the community. So,
Absolutely, our volunteers are imperative for us to be
Mhm.
able to continue operating as we do, because we can't afford, a large staff.
mhm.
So we try to, help us minimize that cost by helping us operate through volunteerism.
Mhm. So there are a lot of great nonprofit organizations in town, and Time Out is just another one. If you want to really have an impact on the community and do something incredible in our community, then one way you can do that is through volunteering for Time Out.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And you're kind of at a milestone right here, the Time Out organization. Again, Hannah, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we are coming up on our 30-year mark. Time Out has been in operation for almost 30 years now,
Mhm.
and in the community, we have made a lot of change, a lot of, improving people's lives or attempting to improve people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
So our current facilities are aging right now,
Mhm.
so we've been fundraising for nearly 4 years to help build a new shelter to continue to do what we do.
Mm-hmm. And I really, I think it should be said, helping people's lives, saving people's lives as well. I
Mhm.
mean, it really does come
It
down
does.
to that.
It does.
We are an emergency shelter,
Mhm.
so the individuals that come into our shelter are fleeing active domestic violence
Mhm.
and seeking a safe sanctuary where they
Mhm.
can escape that and build a safety plan
Mhm.
and, strive to become independent.
Yes. Do need to say hi to a few people watching on our KRIM FM Facebook page. Of course, you know who is watching.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Anna.
And good morning, everyone. This will be an amazing event, she said. Yummy food and ice cream. Also, Clifford Lane, our KRIM Facebook faithful, watching in Southern Illinois, saying good morning.
Good morning.
And it's such a critical role, an important role in the community, unfortunately a necessary role
Mhm.
as well. But instead of, I guess, turning a blind eye or ignoring or not having a place in our community for people to go that are in an abusive situation,
Mhm.
there's been thousands of people that have been very thankful over nearly 30 years for
Yes.
this organization.
Just last year, last fiscal year, we served 314 individuals and their children in shelter. So we have an additional amount of community clients that are not
Mhm.
in shelter as well, that we
Mm.
help out with services such as lay legal,
Mm-hmm.
which would help you to file your legal paperwork, ask for orders of protection. Dissolution of marriage would be, in reality,
Mhm.
that would be a necessity, so we can help guide them with that paperwork as well.
Mm-hmm.
So over the 30 years, we're talking thousands
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
thousands of individuals have come through just our shelter alone. And because there is a level of confidentiality required
Mhm.
to operate that shelter because of active fleeing on the
Mhm.
part of the individuals, we're not able to showcase it,
Yeah.
in the public
Yeah.
like we can our thrift store.
Yes.
We encourage all to go to the thrift store. We want you to see that
Mhm.
and shop that. So,
Mhm. Yeah. I know over the years, and there have been times, previous years, where individuals that were in the shelter got helped by Time Out, and then they were at a place in their life where they were safe and they were able to share. I know I've heard some, people speak to, their time there, but not everyone might get to that place, or it might be an ongoing thing, and they also just might not be comfortable, or
right.
still.
It depends on the individual and where they're at in their healing process, on how comfortable they feel, speaking out or witnessing as to, how they were benefited by Time Out.
Yes.
But we have a number of folks that have come through and been, very successful going through the program.
Mhm. And so also have a comment. I want to say hi to Mike Wilcox. Say good morning. How are you doing, Mike? Neighbor, just down the road from us here at the KRIM Cottage. And also Mary Johnson. Hi, let us know what we can do to help. So
Thank you,
we
Mary.
did. Yeah, I know
Thank you.
Mary. Mary's awesome. She bakes a lot.
Oh, Mary, yes.
Yeah, Mary bakes a lot. I know that's her. She's like, I don't think, probably the majority of people in Payson even really know my last name. And they just, it's Mary Bakes a Lot. It's like, oh, Mary Johnson, yeah, Mary Bakes a Lot.
There you go.
One and the same.
Yeah.
But we mentioned a few ways to do volunteering.
There's a few ways to help. I
Mhm.
mean, volunteering, of course, we could always use more volunteers at the thrift store, so
Mhm.
call those numbers. Now, I'll give those to you again.
Okay.
But, all of your household donations, we sell that at the thrift store. Those
Mhm.
funds directly support our operating at the shelter.
Mhm.
But another way that we greatly depend on funds coming from public donations.
Mhm.
We receive some grant money. We are supported by federal and state grants, foundations, and
Mhm.
corporations, but mainly we depend on the individuals in our community to help us by making monetary donations.
Yes.
And the way you can do that, you can go onto our website
Mhm.
at www.timeoutshelter.org, or you can mail your donations to P.O. Box 306, and that's in Payson, at 85547.
Mhm.
Or you can drop off monetary donations as well at the thrift store. They will get those to us.
Mhm.
Thrift store is located at 244 East Highway 260 here in Payson in the Bashes Shopping Center.
Mhm.
So you can drop those off there. There are many ways to do that. So online donations, mail in, dropping off at the thrift store.
Mhm.
We also need to start talking about the Arizona Charitable Tax Credit donations,
Yeah.
because
That's
we're,
just one, yeah.
believe it or not, we're getting close to the end of the year.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It's upon us.
But it's time
Yeah.
to start thinking about those donations. We're an Arizona qualifying charitable organization, 501c3, for the state of Arizona, and you can make, a couple can make up to $800 per couple
Mhm.
towards their state tax balance. So that would be a dollar for dollar,
Mhm. Got a match.
deferral on your taxes. Say
Okay.
you owed money, you can donate some of those dollars
Mhm.
to a qualifying charitable organization. Individuals can make up to $400 donation for that.
Mhm.
That can be done on our website as well,
Mhm.
or mailed in.
Mhm.
But you can always call us for more information as well. We'll let you know how to make those donations.
Mhm.
And again, that is 472-8007. That is our shelter and our 24-hour-a-day crisis line.
Mhm. And you also mentioned the aging facility. So there is a new building that is going to be built, and that process obviously underway.
Yep.
But there's still funds that are needed for that project
There
as
is.
well. So can people like earmark
Mhm.
or dedicate funds?
Absolutely,
to
you
that?
can earmark the funds, because now if you say these are for the new building funds, those become restricted funds. I cannot
Okay.
use those for operating or general expenses. Those
Mhm.
are definitely restricted to the new building. So if that's what you would like to help with, we appreciate that.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and there's been so many people recently over the years, but donating to that building fund.
Yep, there has a lot of really wonderful, generous people in our community and outside of our community who have donated for the new build. We're very grateful.
Mm.
We have begun the process. We hired an architect to start laying out the groundwork for the new build. So we're very excited. It's
Wow.
amazing. We're
Mhm.
excited to get started.
Yes, and it definitely is time.
It is.
It is time.
Yeah.
That was an
Building.
old building when
Yes.
they got that. So imagine, operating with thousands of people coming through over 30 years. So it's
Yeah.
time to look
Mhm.
to the future
Mhm.
and continuing for another 30 years.
Yes,
I hope.
there we go. And something you mentioned the last time you were on is the operation, the hours of operation. It's 24/7, 7 days a week
Mhm.
operation, because you have people in the facility. So even though you might not be fully staffed
Mhm.
overnight or at certain times, you do have to be staffed 24/7.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you have staff,
Mhm.
on. We have less staff on overnight, of course,
Mhm.
it's a little
Mhm.
quieter, and so we have one person on overnight. The bulk of our staff is on during the day because there's so many different activities going on, a lot of transportation.
Mhm.
I should mention that there's an on-site licensed counselor available, so
Oh,
we do
wow.
have, counseling available to our residents as well. Just a lot more activity during the day, so we kind of taper that down, from swing shift to overnights, but it is 7 days a week. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's a heavy load, You
Yeah.
can say the payroll is a heavy load on an organization
Mhm.
such as ours. And, of course, the economic challenges that we face nowadays,
Mhm.
you have a lot of competition for employees.
Mhm.
You have to pay fairly and offer some benefits or something, or you're not going to keep them. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
challenges.
yes, it is so
to do
true. It is so true. It is like most businesses right now, where it's more of a challenge.
Mhm.
You said to find employees, to retain employees. It's no
recruit.
different for your organization.
And retain. You have to have something to offer in the way of benefits and PTO and holidays. So we're always juggling that.
Mhm.
So yes, it's a challenge faced by many businesses now.
And you're
Mhm.
dealing with people too who
Mhm.
are coming into the shelter in crisis.
Mhm.
And so the mental, ability of these employees and volunteers, it can take a toll on you as well.
Mhm.
So,
It takes a special individual
It does.
to thrive in this type of I don't want to say industry, but
No.
what I mean,
No,
for lack of
yeah.
better words. But and also there is a lot of training involved to be able
Mhm.
to be what we call an advocate. So
Yeah.
those would be our folks that are providing direct services to our residents.
Mhm.
They're a domestic violence advocate, so they're a specialist.
Mhm.
So they have to go through hours of training,
Mhm.
one being mandatory 40-hour trainings.
Mhm.
We operate on what they call trauma-informed model.
Mhm.
So they need training in that, how to deal with, trauma
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the crisis that the individual may be going through.
yeah.
Mhm. And Edna commented, you serve the outreach community as well as transitional housing.
Mhm.
And as you mentioned, Trish, it is not maybe 24/7 every single hour you're working, but it is a crisis environment. So you're right, people that work in those type of professions, public safety, you have, police and fire and dispatch, EMTs, all these people that are in and they respond to crisis situations.
Yes,
and it does take someone
affects-
that is made or built to handle that and to deal with that, and that's not everybody.
It's not for everybody, but we are so appreciative of those we have. We have an excellent staff. It's amazing how dedicated they are. I mean, if they need to cover, we ask them to cover a shift, there's always a hand raised to offer to cover those, odd shifts that you may have overnight, swing shift, but always ready to volunteer to cover.
And also want to say good morning to Falah watching in Iraq.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah, just all over the place.
We're international.
It was fun, and we'll talk a little bit because Thursday, which is the Lanterns on the Lake event, second annual in Green Valley Park, also on that day is our Longhorn Homecoming Parade.
Go Longhorns.
Yeah, the Longhorn Parade at 1:30 in the afternoon, and that will be traveling down Main Street, the typical Payson parade route this year. In the past, the Homecoming Parade has gone from the high school parking lot, kind of all over down Main Street past JRE, but then to Colcord back to the high school. But this year they're just going to be traveling down Main Street from Green Valley Park to Sawmill. So we encourage everyone to come out and cheer on our Longhorns and everyone in the parade. And it'll be a great time, and that's 1:30. So 1:30 until maybe 2, a little after 2 o'clock for that parade.
They said they would close it off until 3.
Until 3, gotcha.
But that's perfect timing for you to come out to Green Valley Park for our event right after the parade.
We'll have food.
There we go. There will be food. That's right, Gila Hogs, some barbecue, and Dan's Eyes and Dairy, some ice cream. So, as you said, Hannah, barbecue and ice cream.
Me too.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Yeah, that will be a good time. And then this Friday night is our homecoming game, Longhorn football, and that will be a great night. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. And if you plan on coming out, get there early because it will be with parking, and it'll be standing room only. So
go Longhorns on Friday.
There we go. So thank you so much for coming in, ladies, again to talk about this, and also hope to see just a ton of people out at the second annual Lanterns on the Lake this Thursday at Green Valley Park at the Big Lake. And that again starts at 4:15. If you can't get out there at 4:15, don't worry. If it's after work, 5:15, 5:30, still come out. Approximately 6 o'clock is when the lanterns will be launched.
The lanterns should be
Well, we
launched
have-
at sunset.
Yeah, we have
Sunset.
sunsets supposedly at 6:12, so it'll be around that time
6:12,
frame.
okay.
Yeah.
And you said that quite confidently, so you
I looked it up.
You looked it up. I don't know.
Researcher.
I know.
Research.
I was like, yeah.
Hopefully the tools I use to research are right on the dot, but 6:12 is estimated.
That's last time.
Yeah.
6:12. So we should be launching those between 6 and 6:30. So if you can't make it out there at 4:15, do not worry. Head on out. Come out by 6 or.
Yep, it's a sight to see for sure.
Yes. Well, there we go. Well, again, hope to see everyone out there this Thursday, and it will be a good night. And again, it is a great community event. So
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris, for
Thank you,
having us.
everybody.
We appreciate it.
You're
Thank
so
you,
welcome.
Payson.
Yes.
Thank you, community.
Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching our live this morning. And a big thank you to Desert Financial also for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight program. Time to get back to the music with some Jackson Brown, James Taylor, ZZ Top, and more. But first, let's just get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
We're still waiting.
There you go, we're still live.
Last time.
We're just gonna sit here and stare at you guys.
Shall we sing
So,
another song?
We're gonna do karaoke now?
Yes, we are. This is
There you go, yeah. Just comment a song you want us to sing, and we're taking
Requests are
requests.
taken.
Yeah,
Taking
we're, trio here. Yeah, so let's see if there's a song request. Let's see if something comes over.
See if we know the words.
Yeah, let's see. This would be a first time.
First time live karaoke.
Live karaoke, and we're getting some thumbs up and hearts.
Oh my
Okay,
So,
hold on, request.
Michelle Marinelli watching. Michelle, what should we sing? Be careful what you ask for.
Oh no.
Edna, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Oh, that you.
I can't do it.
You can't do.
I would
You
love
can
to.
lead on that now.
This is the one. It's crazy, Edna, because it's really just ironic. You said the song because before the program, Trish said if someone asked me to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I will totally do a solo. So, Trish, you know.
And the power. Where's that button?
Oh, guys,
Okay,
thank you.
Bye, guys.
Somewhere over the rainbow.